Today I found out that Amazon has a bestseller list of the most popular magnesium supplements on their site. So I decided to take a look at the #1 magnesium supplement that they have and see if it's good or if it's complete junk like so many other supplements out there. Let's analyze it together, and as always, I will be as straightforward and honest as possible with you and talk about the things that I like and the things that I don't like. Okay, so this is the bestseller list, and as you can see, Nature's Bounty Magnesium tops the list. Now, before I go over the product, let me quickly explain what magnesium does, and if you even need a magnesium supplement in the first place. Magnesium is an essential mineral. That means your body cannot make it itself, and you have to get it from the foods that you eat. Now, it has many functions. It's probably the mineral with the most functions in our body. But the main ones are: 1, energy metabolism. That's because ATP, so adenosine triphosphate, which is the main energy currency in our body, can only be used and activated when it's attached to a magnesium molecule. 2, muscle function, and for this it works together with calcium. Calcium helps to contract the muscle, while magnesium relaxes it. So without sufficient magnesium levels, you will be under constant stress because your muscles are constantly flexing and cannot properly relax. The same goes for your nervous system. Without magnesium, your nervous system will overfire and cannot relax properly. And lastly, and many people don't know this, magnesium is also very important for carbohydrate metabolism. You can eat all the carbs in the world, and they can be from the best sources. Without magnesium, your body will not be able to correctly process the carbs, which means you will run into blood sugar problems, for example. Many diabetics are magnesium deficient without them even knowing. Now, the answer to the question of if you need a magnesium supplement in the first place is probably. That's because food processing strips a lot of the magnesium that is found in natural foods, especially in carbohydrates, and also stress depletes magnesium levels. And because most of us are constantly stressed, we constantly have to refill our magnesium stores to keep up with the magnesium depletion. Now, of course, you always want to get tested first, but in my experience, most people are magnesium deficient and also need a magnesium supplement. This then takes us back to the product. Now, in terms of first impression for supplements, I usually look at the nutrient form, so what type of magnesium we're dealing with here, the dosage, the type of supplement, so whether it's pills, powders, or a tablet, for example, and also the price. When it comes to nutrient form, it doesn't even say what type of magnesium we're talking about here, so that's not a good sign. The dosage is 500 milligrams, which is quite a high dosage for a magnesium supplement. The RDI is 420 milligrams for men and 320 milligrams for women per day. So the 500 milligrams in this supplement can be somewhat too much for some people. That's because magnesium is very diuretic. Taking too much at once will make you go to the bathroom fairly quickly. Also keep in mind that magnesium displaces calcium. So if you're already calcium deficient, taking such a high dose of a magnesium supplement can make things worse. In terms of type of supplement, they're using coated tablets. Now for me, that's a red flag, because to make these coated tablets, you need quite a lot of binders and fillers, which are really unnecessary in any supplement. We will go over this later, because it's something that I really don't like. And lastly, the price is definitely fair for 200 tablets, but this means the product pretty much has to be magnesium oxide, because otherwise their margins will be too small. Magnesium oxide is the cheapest form of magnesium, and I'm pretty sure they couldn't use any other form, otherwise they would be at a loss here. Okay, onto the nutrition label, which is much more interesting because it gives away what's actually inside the product. Now, they're really listing only one nutrient, magnesium, which is a good sign. Many brands also put in other nutrients and magnesium supplements, which they think make good cofactors. Vitamin B6 is a common one, for example. I personally don't like this because if you then get side effects from a supplement, you don't know whether it's the main ingredient or some secondary ingredient that they just threw in because they thought it would be a smart choice. The form of magnesium is magnesium oxide, and I already said this before, it's pretty much the only form that they could use at this price. And magnesium oxide is very controversial. It's the cheapest form of magnesium, and most websites will also tell you that it's the lowest quality form of magnesium. Usually, they will base their claims on studies that show that other forms of magnesium, such as magnesium citrate or glycinate, were able to elevate blood levels of magnesium a lot quicker than magnesium oxide. What you have to keep in mind, though, is that high bioavailability of magnesium, so its ability to be digested quickly and its ability to raise blood magnesium levels quickly, isn't always a good thing. That's because our body regulates blood magnesium levels very tightly. If it gets out of control, so if our body detects a spike in magnesium blood levels, it will signal to our kidney to excrete the excess magnesium. So what often happens is that if people take very high doses of very bioavailable magnesium, they will simply pee out most of it, because your body doesn't actually want that much magnesium in your blood at any given time. So what's more important when evaluating the quality of a magnesium supplement is how much of it actually reaches the tissue, because that's where magnesium is to be stored, in the bones, teeth, and some of it in the soft tissue. And for that, magnesium oxide is actually a fairly decent source. You see, the bonds between the magnesium and the oxygen, which make up magnesium oxide, are broken down fairly slowly, which slows down digestion. This means it will be absorbed very slowly and will not cause any spikes in your blood magnesium. This in turn means less of it is peed out and more of it can reach the tissue where it's supposed to go. Another benefit of magnesium oxide is its high elemental magnesium. You see, when you buy a magnesium supplement, it's always a combination of two things: magnesium and something that the magnesium is bound to. Usually, supplements have an elemental magnesium level of around 10 to 30%. So in most cases, 100 milligrams of a magnesium supplement will only have 10 to 30 milligrams of actual magnesium. The rest is the other substance that the magnesium is bound to. Magnesium oxide has 60% elemental magnesium, which makes it the most potent form of all magnesium supplements. Now, of course, all of this is just theory. In practice, which magnesium supplement is best for you is very individual. The one downside of magnesium oxide is that because it sits so long in the GI tract and because of its high elemental magnesium content, it can be very diuretic. Many people simply don't tolerate it, especially if they take it in very high doses, such as this 500 milligram dose that we find in this product. You kind of have to test this out for yourself, and I usually recommend that you don't take one large magnesium dose, but divide it into smaller doses that you take throughout the day. For example, 3 doses that you take with every main meal. Now, what they're doing here is that they're using coated tablets that will slow down magnesium digestion even further. This sounds good, but to achieve this effect, you need a lot of fillers. Fillers are used in a supplement to either add bulk, to coat it, or to make the general manufacturing process easier. I personally am not a big fan of fillers, because not only are they mostly unnecessary, they can also cause side effects, allergic reactions, and some are even carcinogenic. Usually, the manufacturers would tell you that their fillers are not a problem because they're in such a low dose that you wouldn't even notice it. This might be true, but keep in mind that once you find a quality product that you like, you will take it for years sometimes. And if you take something every day for years, it can definitely accumulate. And why not buy the cleanest and highest quality product to begin with that doesn't have any fillers? Such products definitely exist. So let's go over the fillers and see what else besides magnesium they put in their product. First is vegetable cellulose. This is a type of fiber that is used as a filler or as the material for capsules. Because they're not using capsules, in this case, it was used as a filler. It is an organic compound that is found in the cell walls of plants, so it's a type of fiber that your body will not digest. It is fairly safe because in theory it passes through the GI tract without being absorbed, but some people have problems with it, and it also depends if the vegetables they used were contaminated. Next is dicalcium phosphate, which is a form of calcium bound to phosphorus. It's a flowing agent that is also used to compress the raw materials into a tablet. It's okay, but unnecessary if they would have used capsules instead of tablets. Third is calcium carbonate, which I'm actually not sure why it's in here. Maybe they're using the same machines that are using for this magnesium supplement to also produce calcium supplements, and that's why they have to declare it. This would make sense because citric acid, medium chain triglycerides, and polydextrose have really no place in a magnesium supplement. So maybe they're using the same machine for many other supplement products that contain these materials. And lastly, we have magnesium stearates, which are very common and often found in many different types of supplements. They're used as lubricants to help the material flow through encapsulation machines without sticking. Magnesium stearates are made up of magnesium and stearic acid, which is a type of saturated fatty acid. Most institutions, such as the FDA, will tell you that magnesium stearates are not a problem as long as you keep your intake below 2,500 milligrams per kilogram per day. But keep in mind that the stearic acid is often derived from low-quality vegetable oil that is highly processed. Also, there have been studies that linked magnesium stearates to lower T cell function and negative health effects in animal studies. I know that animal studies aren't representative for humans, but why use them if you can do without them? All high-quality supplement manufacturers have found ways to eliminate their magnesium stearates in their production. So this is not an essential part of your product. If you cannot use coated tablets anymore, then use capsules instead. Like I said before, if I take something every day, I want the cleanest and highest quality product without any fillers or binders. This then takes me to my verdict. Would I personally recommend this product to others? I would not, and I also wouldn't buy it for myself. Not because of the magnesium oxide, which is actually better than its reputation, but because of the many fillers that they used. They probably won't have a large negative effect on your health, but I believe that we as consumers should increase the pressure on the manufacturers to create the best and cleanest products that they can. There's really no reason to have 7 fillers in a simple magnesium supplement. One more thing before I wrap up this video. If you get side effects from magnesium supplements, please watch my video on magnesium and heart palpitations. It will probably help you out if you notice things such as muscle twitching or heart palpitations right after taking your magnesium supplement. Also, if you're not sure if you even need a magnesium supplement in the first place, watch my video on how to measure your nutrient levels correctly. I hope you liked the supplement review, and I see you in the next one.